This is what a van sounds like when it needs a tune-up. It's a 94 Ford Aerostar. What I was talking about on yesterday. I'll be doing a tune-up on it. I got some estimates for some labor, and they want to charge like a few hundred on the ground, 300, 400 just for labor. And I said, heck with that. But I called Ford last week, and I asked them, I said, how am I supposed to remove the spark plugs? Like, how am I supposed to get to it? Well, they told me I had to remove the alternator, of course, all your air intake hoses, the air compressor, AC compressor, whatever you want to call it. Just disconnect that, move it over to the side, take the alternator off, take this off first, move that, and take the alternator off completely. And there you can see it's a pain in the butt. The coil is way back there. You can't see it. It looks like a pain, so it's going to be a project, but we got 150,000 miles. Like the pressure in here is pretty good, no blown gaskets or anything, so I might as well fix it up, get it running again. It took about 6 months for me to crank it up. I had to put a starter in it, and I just got it cranked up last week. That's when I decided to call Ford, and I was going to ask them. I asked them when, not when, I'm sorry. I asked them, how am I supposed to do a tune-up on here? And they also said in the cab of the vehicle, there's a doghouse. You lift up the cover, and you get access to one of the spark plugs. Well, I researched, and I had some feedback. And a bunch of people said, well, why don't you just lift up the vehicle, remove the wheels, and cut out the wheel well cover. You can also go in the doghouse, and in the vehicle, you can carve a hole with a drill. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it the right way. Ford said you can get access to it, and I'm looking at it, and you can't get access to it. It's just a little pain in the butt because everything's all crammed up in this van. It's not like other vehicles where you can access it. You have access space, clearance, and everything. So we called a few places, several places about labor, and then I called the Ford company. Mom and dad pop shops. They all said roughly around 300. The highest was at the dealership. That was around 400 something, and that was just for labor. Around 250 to 300 for mom and dad's shop. I don't blame them. It is a pain, but it'll be a good project. This will be my first time working on a van like this, as well as tune-ups. But hey, it is what it is. You got to do to save your bank at a buck.